It is the iconic image of the ultimate end, a cemetery, its gravestones reminding us of those we loved and lost. And while for many this is a final resting place, there are those among us who are walking examples of life after death.
I watched them cut my chest open and take my heart out.
Some might call Dannion Brinkley a medical miracle. 30 years ago,
You know, your mother always tells you never talk on the phone when it's thundering and lightning, and I'm talking to the guy. I'm holding the phone like this. And I said, "Look, Tommy, I hear it thundering. I need to get off the phone." He says, "Well, Mr. Big Tough Guy, what, are you scared of a little lightning?" And I thought with my macho self for a moment. Lightning strikes that phone line, it comes down that phone, and it goes into my head right here. It goes down my spine, it welds the nails of the heels of my shoes to the nails in the floor. It throws me in the air, suspends me in the air, and it slams me back down on the bed. I didn't know what had happened to me, but it was like drinking battery acid. I'm burning and I'm on fire. I had never known that kind of pain. The next thing I know, I'm floating above myself, and I'm looking down.
paramedics rushed him to the hospital, but everyone there said it was too late. They pronounced him dead, covering his lifeless body with a sheet. Brinkley says his heart and brain may have stopped, but his soul lived on.
Then I hear these chimes like someone playing a xylophone, but more crisp and more clear. And then I feel this drawing, this pulling, and I can see this tunnel forming around me, multicolored. Then I started being pulled down this tunnel. It was safe and it was peaceful. But then out of this mist came this hand. But it was a being that was radiant. And what washed over me was a sense of true comfort.
So what exactly is a near-death experience? Some researchers believe it is nothing paranormal at all, but the brain's very normal reaction to trauma. Experiencers say it is a life-changing event, and that is especially true in the case of Dannion Brinkley, living proof that lightning sometimes can strike twice.
3 years later, I was struck by lightning again, talking on the telephone in a different house 8 miles apart.
And 15 years after that, his third encounter with death came during open-heart surgery.
I now know where ghosts live. I know where poltergeists and possessions and all those things, because I never saw it the first 2 times I was in this blue-gray place. I thought I was the only one there. But the third time, I saw this world where people get trapped. And more people are getting trapped because they're not spiritually grounded.
His time on the other side was limited. Soon, he reconnected with his body.
I know where you're going, and I knew the way there. So I became a hospice volunteer. I've been a hospice volunteer for 31 years. How can you get it on your own without having a near-death experience? Go be at the bedside. Face death. Because you don't really live until you do. And you come here going. And you know my standard phrase. What is the #1 cause of death? Birth.
There is a question we can all ask ourselves. It is not how or when we will die, but rather how or when we will begin to live.